Okay, these are ski movies put together from what years are they?
There's Mom, 1960,
There's
61.
Mom coming up the lift at Curry Mountain.
That's a giant mountain in Milwaukee, right?
In Milwaukee, it's a golf course.
There's Dad, Richard. There's Mom, waxing her skis.
My new fur hat.
Is she doing that right?
Now that probably isn't it. Okay, there she's coming up on Curry.
On the rope toe. There
Where is this park?
This is outside of Milwaukee.
Okay.
I almost think that's not Curry Mountain, though. That's at Ski Hill north of...
Little Switzerland?
There's a sign right here that it's going to tell you when we get there what ski hill it is.
Okay.
There's a early version of the snowplow. Look at that form.
That's right.
It's hard to believe that she went on to break her leg.
I broke my leg before that.
Oh, wow.
First day I was out.
Now this guy doesn't realize how old he is. Look at him.
He's
a young kid.
Just still a kid.
He's
That
like a
might be
ballet
Little
dancer out
Switzerland, too.
Yeah, we went there.
There, it doesn't look like Curry. It's a little bigger than
Mom.
Curry.
It's interesting, though, you guys went skiing without your kids.
Well, they were too little.
Well, who's taking care of us while you guys were doing this?
You guys appear in here somewhere, I
We may
think.
not have had kids.
No, Rick and Chris appear at the end of this.
Well, there's two different times.
Oh, okay.
We had kids when we moved to Milwaukee. We had one.
How would you describe your ski style, Dad?
They're pretty cruddy right there.
Cruddy style?
Yeah.
He's fearless.
Fearless?
Were you
not
still
afraid to
pretty
fall.
beginner at this point?
No.
Dad wasn't, no. Mom was, how many times have you skied before this, Mom?
Well, I never did ski until I met your dad.
She just started skiing, probably.
So you more or less are a new skier. And look,
Very
you're
cute. There's Ricky.
There's Rick. That's as close as he ever got to skiing, right there.
No, he actually did get...
He did. But there's one or two trips that just sort of took his will away. And there's me. Mm-hmm. Early stages.
Your expensive little jacket from
Yeah.
Jimbo Schuster's.
I was all about the fashion, as you can tell. The shoes, the poles.
Those are the kind of bindings that you can break your leg on.
Yeah.
We put them on Chris because they weren't worried about him.
Yeah.
Didn't have far to fall.
Here I am, learning my
the
stance, how to
Get your fanny by the land.
That's Curry. That's got to be Curry Mountain.
It's just Curry Hill, but we kidded and called it Curry Mountain.
pushing Rick in the. I guess that's a
Yeah.
homemade sled that we have there. That's sort of a.
The sled was...
A regular little sled. It's out in the garage right now.
used to be mine when I was a kid.
Okay, looks like it has a back on it or something, or a chair.
Dad built that.
Okay, that's what I thought. Like it had some customization added.
Now, right here, it's going to flash the name of the ski slope, Dad. You'll want to look at the screen.
Okay. Indian Head Mountain.
That wasn't.
But that's this
the
trip.
next one we're coming
Oh,
to.
okay.
That's Indian Head Mountain there.
This is an Indian Head. This is up north.
And they've invented color film
in
at this
upper
point.
Michigan, probably. Or northern Wisconsin.
I was so cold, always cold.
Bigger mountain though.
And of course, Dad did the
And it was cold.
high ones, and I did the low ones. So the only time we were together was at the bottom, or
You mean he wouldn't take time to ski on your simple slopes?
he would be nice to me, but I mean that wasn't challenging to him.
Wonder who those people are if they know them. You're filming this girl, so they're a guy, so we must know them. Huh?
There comes
There's
Bonnie.
Mom. That wasn't Mom before though, was it? No. There's
That's Bonnie coming down the hill.
yeah.
I was never relaxed though, always scared.
And this would have been 62 somewhere in there, 61.
I have that it's 19. Oh, I don't have.
The first day Dad took me skiing out here on the scenic drive, I broke my leg.
Oh,
And after that, and I was pretty
But
good.
you went
I think.
skiing on Scenic Drive?
Yeah, there's a ski hill over there and a ski jump. And
okay.
The year before, Dad had They don't have it anymore.
But it used to be there. Okay.
And he broke his.
Boyne Mountain.
Was it a pretty steep slope? Like a pretty major hill?
No,
or just kind of
it was just when I fell and they had the bindings. It just didn't let go.
Where is Boyne Mountain?
And up north on the way to
Up
UP.
Lower Peninsula, out south of
I don't remember Boyne Mountain.
Petoskey.
I don't remember. So Michigan?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's why I don't think I remember Boyne Mountain. I don't think I've ever been to Boyne Mountain.
It's really nice, and the idea was if I had all of the amenities, maybe I could enjoy skiing. Dad, I so much wanted to enjoy
We
it.
went swimming in that pool that night.
And Dad wanted me to so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I am finally, when I had my nervous breakdown, I just yelled, "I'm not going skiing and I'm not going camping anymore."
I think Rick said the same thing. He gave up skiing in the same. He had one frustrating experience, and he decided that's it.
I mostly had all frustrating experiences.
Never the joy of the wind in your face and the snow flying by.
That's Boyne Mountain there.
I probably would have quit if I'd had terrible experience. I think I really enjoyed it the first time I went. And
I actually had one experience at Little Switzerland where I told Dad I was never skiing again. It was a miserable, wintry, it was like night skiing, and I just had the worst experiences, fell all the way down the hill, and I told Dad, I'm done. I said, I'm never going skiing again, and I started crying.
And how old were you?
Oh, I don't know. It was probably
15,
12,
16?
12, 13. I was 20, 21. But yeah, obviously, as you'll see later in here, I did start skiing.
There's the bridge up at Mackinac Island.
Is it a well-engineered bridge, Dad?
Well, it looks like the San Francisco Bridge or whatever.
That's the.
It's the longest bridge in Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
When we went on our honeymoon in the Upper Peninsula, that bridge wasn't built yet in '54. I think they built it the next year. You had to take a car ferry to get to the UP.
I can definitely recognize Dad's form when he comes down. He has sort of a style about him.
He's so graceful.
I don't know if I'd call it grace, but it's something, yes. It's there. Whoa, whoa.
Oh. We had
It looks
blue
relaxed.
snow that
It's a
day.
relaxed.
Yeah.
It's kind of a relaxed ski.
That was really unusual. We had blue snow that day.
He's fearless. That's the thing about him.
To a flaw?
Oh, here's
That
this is
one
an old
was-
gag. This gag never fails.
That was,
Climb.
Turn the
Oh,
camera
so
sideways
Climb
and
mountain.
Because that's how trees grow on the side of a
Yeah.
mountain, too.
yeah.
it's a steep hill, Dad. Wow, how did you manage to get up that hill? It's so steep.
I had spikes in the bottom of my skis.
I think it's spiking your drink.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that form, the slalom, the turning, the uphill ski forward and the downhill ski down backwards. And
I took classes, and they just kept putting me in the beginner's class.
one of mine.
I think they did put me in the intermediate at Boyne Mountain, but I really wasn't up to it.
I've had those classes with the ski patrol guys where they just want to make sure that
How
they're
good they
somehow
are.
good they are, and you can only try to keep up with them. I'm only like 12 years old when I.
And then we had a blizzard.
They're making
That's a snow
right?
machine.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah. Artificial snow. So in case you weren't sure if Dad ever skied, we've got lots of footage here to explain that, and prove that he does.
He broke his leg
Twice.
on the at least that much. On the 50-foot jump, he cracked his ankle, and on the beginner slope, I broke mine, a complete fracture.
And in the
Wow.
80s, he broke his leg, and when I was there.
Yeah.
I was so mad at him.
That was at probably Keystone.
He came home with that
Cast.
cast, and he
Hey,
thought he
yeah,
was
here
so
we
cute.
go.
Looks like
here's somebody-
one of the Haim boys there. Is that that could be?
That's Rick, I would guess.
No, Rick didn't ski.
He did, but that might be when Rick was skiing. That might be.
That's you there.
I
I remember that hat was yours.
But certainly this is the early days. I'm just learning. That does look like Little Switzerland as I remember it.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
John-Claude Keeley there.
That
That was my dream. Olympic.
Well, we're going
Yeah.
to flash forward here in a second and see how good Chris got at skiing.
Yes. Pay close attention.
Oh, that
is
looks like
Rick.
Rick.
That is Rick. This
That's
might be
what I
one of those times when,
The first time.
when he.
You know, I went twice, I think.
So this is that infamous, it was a epic trip that you took to Colorado with Dan Allison and John Allison, his son. And the three of you, I think just three of you guys went and,
What made it epic?
because one, it was the three dudes here leaving their families behind and
right.
going to Colorado to be ski bums.
Well, Dan had a condo out there.
Right. And they were going to hit I think this was Dad's first time doing Colorado. And
I
I
see.
want to say this was, when he came back, I was just like amazed at some of this footage, like the size of these hills. I remember watching this movie.
Mountains. Those aren't hills.
Yeah, and
There's a
the
ski hill
dad
over
was
there.
sunburned and he looked like he had been to another planet and come back. You know, it was that kind of a trip.
Huh.
They
Colorado
drive
can-
all
Beautiful.
night and ski all
It can
day.
feel like that.
But hey, there's a Norwegian flag there.
And what hill was this, Dad? In
Holy
Colo-
Cross, it looks
Was it
like.
Aspen or where did you guys go? It was Aspen,
No,
right?
that was in
Vale? Keystone?
Keystone, I think. No, that
No,
was.
there's another
might
one
be
over
the-
there.
There's
Yeah.
Loveland. There's
Just a minute. I think I have it here.
Loveland, Breckenridge,
Copper.
Copper,
Copper, maybe.
Shadows.
Let me read it, see if it's on here.
Yeah, no, that's through the valley.
This may be even before 75. This might have even been 73, 74.
I have written on here 1976, but yeah.
76 is coming up, but I don't. This
Okay.
is not. This is Dad's very first trip, I think, to Colorado, and he came back with tales of achievement and
yeah.
glory, and
The glory story.
he really made it sound like this was the what's the word I'm looking for?
Oh, Dad, you're
Mecca?
on here. It says A basin.
Huh?
yeah,
says A basin.
I think that's it.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to
Snowmass
B basin and
is
C
here.
Not
basin.
sure what A basin
This is
actually.
Snowmass here.
Snowmass, yeah. So. Is that Dan and John? I don't know.
Dan's daughter lived out there for a long time.
Which daughter?
This is Snowmass here.
Lord.
Not his daughter. John lived out there. That's
Oh.
it. Was married to Revilla's and son. Or daughter. Yeah.
Who striped pants?
I don't know.
I stayed with him when I spoke for Christian
That
Women's
one,
Club
I think here at this place, we saw
at Dillon.
Robert Redford and
Somebody famous.
Yeah, that's John Allison there.
and one of the kids, one of the gals said, "Could we have your autograph, Mr. Redford," or something like that.
And he
And
said,
that was when we went with our work, and he just turned around, walked away, didn't say anything.
I think I actually remember seeing Robert Redford.
Now who
somewhere.
is that?
That's John Allison, I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay.
More mountains. So,
His wife had a
There
daycare
were
in
just ski hills
Dillon.
all through there.
and there's Dad showing his Colorado form. And of course, the thing that was the notable thing about Colorado skiing was how long it took to get down the hills versus
Yeah.
in Wisconsin and the Midwest, you could get down a hill in less than 5 minutes, 3 minutes.
And these would be up there a half hour. Till you
These
got
are
to
like,
the
you could make a run last 45 minutes to an hour if you wanted to on some of these slopes. If you take your
Yeah,
time.
because look how far it is to go down yet.
Who do you suppose is photographing it?
Got to be Dad.
Dad and Dan probably. Because there's
That's the
John.
camera.
John, yeah.
I don't see any of Dan Allison yet. Dan was
Yeah.
a compact skier, but very elegant.
Some people will watch this and not know there was a time before snowboards.
Yes, this was snowboards were not a thing at this time.
That's me.
Yep. Taking jumps.
Dan's still alive. He's legally blind.
Here we go. Who's that? Is that Dan? Or is that Dad? That's Dad.
Dan's wife died soon after I met her. She'd been in a car accident years before, and she had a bone pressing on her brain or something.
Oh gosh.
And that's why, and she was pregnant, and that's why Lori was born with one hand.
That was somebody with zinc on their nose there.
Yeah, the sun is just a killer out there.
I just remember that was what was so startling to me was to see the Dad came back with a sunburn. I think we're back in. Who's that? That's either me or that looks like a kid. That's me.
Yeah,
I got a Packers hat on. What do you know? And goggles.
white goggles.
So now where are we? We're not in Colorado.
That's a cow.
I think I have it written down.
See,
here.
like that looks like Dan Allison there. That looks like Dan.
Yeah, that is.
Dan had. I think he was always wore those like knickerbockers or those little.
It might be the Porcupine Mountains.
See, he opened his home up to his kids after his wife died. And that's why Susie lived with him.
Oh,
Kids who needed a landing
There's a guy
place.
with one leg.
Yeah. Whoa.
He always had a heart for the people that needed a home.
Oh. I think I just fell there. I'm okay though. Live to ski another day.
Here you're still
I'm still figuring it out.
you're still a kid.
Still a kid. I'm probably. That's why I think this is more 74,
Okay.
1973, because I don't look like I'm a junior in high school. I look more like I'm a freshman or a junior high, which would then be 1970, 72, somewhere in there.
All right.
Dad skiing behind me.
That could be Indian Head or one of those up there when we went with her.
This is just when I was starting to get the hang of it too. I was starting to figure out which way was down. And I suppose at one time I really thought I wanted to be a slalom racer.
There comes Dan.
Except I didn't have a lust for speed. Yeah, there's Dan. Very smooth turns. Look at that little roll on the poles he does just before he got to... I remember looking at stuff that Dan would do and try to mimic some of his style because I was like, I want to ski like that. I want to be able to look that cool. Now this guy, I don't know. I tried to mimic some of his daring, I guess you'd say. Look at that. It's going to go over the jump. Fearlessness. Now it looks like we've fast forwarded a little bit because I feel like I'm wearing a different outfit, but that's me with my blues.
Coat.
Yeah, lead with the pole, then turn.
And there's more
Plant
than
the
you
pole.
with the red coat on. So
Yeah.
3 eras or whatever.
So this must be more. This is closer to 74. See, now I'm just starting to figure out the parallel skiing and the slalom. I'm trying to figure out how much to move my hips and not move my hips. It's all about looking good. Oh, there's my friend Mike Halaska. So yeah, Mike is with me. There's my one of my very good friends who would ski with me. He was an enigma. He was a very good friend through the early years of high school until he got girlfriends, and then he left me behind. But we went on a lot of ski trips together. Mike was an amazing skier. He was an amazing athlete, considering too he had one arm, born with one arm. There he is. He was fearless. He would take jumps and wipe out.
Oh, and he put the other sleeve in the pocket?
Yeah, he would sometimes tuck his other sleeve in the
see.
pocket, but he was a
Look at a
goof.
shot of him.
He and I had a lot of good times skiing, especially. He would always keep me on my toes. He was the one who got me into soccer. He talked me into joining the soccer team because he was the star soccer player. And he would probably be the guy that would talk me into doing that jump, and I would do it, and I'd be
Now
nervous.
there's Lori.
So that's Lori Allison. And this must be a trip that we took up to Porcupine Mountain. Okay, there we go. Good sign shot there. And that's John Erickson. That is John Erickson with all of his,
yes.
fantastic ski equipment. Another
There's
one of my
Sarah Hoff there.
Sarah Hoff. This must be one of our trips. I don't know who that is. She looks familiar, but I can't. It's like one of Sarah's friends or something.
Oh, okay. I have a name down here.
Do you know who that is, Mom? That girl? It almost looks like Susie Jurgens for a second, but
Sarah, Lori.
there's John taking the T-bar from Lori. There's Lori coming down the hill carefully. And that is, I think, John Erickson. John with all of his expensive equipment.
He's got the red shoes.
He's got all the, I can tell you that everything he is wearing and got on his feet is top of the line. He made sure he had the good stuff. And this dork.
Who's this guy?
Yeah. I don't know. He just, there's
Lori.
Lori. Skiing with one pole because she did not have a full hand on the other hand. And there's me again, eventually learning how to, getting better form over the years. Oh, look at a little razzle dazzle there. I knew the cameras were watching. And that is Lori again, it must be. Or Sarah. Doing some moguls. Was learning how to. And that's John Erickson. And look at that. Oh, and he's showing off because he's got jet sticks, which are these things you put in the,
on your ankle.
An extra accessory that you put on the back of your calf that allows you to
Kind of
sit back on your skis, and then your tips go up, and you look super cool. And
That's
of course,
Sarah.
John would have that. John was a funny guy. He was the funniest guy I knew, I think, at that time. He would make me laugh. Oh, is this interesting? I think what's funny about this stuff is the gang of people, this weird mix of people that we had here on this trip. There's Dad. So it must have been just that one jump there.
Certainly looks like fun. Makes me want to go and try skiing again.
There's Lori. And that is Sarah?
Yep. I think
She's
so.
laughing or something. She must lost.
Her hat fell off, maybe.
There's John again. He always looked like he's
Ta-da.
nice. Good job, John.
He had an older brother, I think. I know he had a brother, and I think he was older.
I was such a cautious skier. Look at that. Never wanted to do the black diamond hills if I didn't have to. I just wanted to look good on the medium hills. There's John showing it off. Yeah, see, like, he didn't care if it was like, yeah, I can slalom.
There's kind of moguls.
Yeah. The thing was, he didn't really care in the end. He just, he attacked things. He was fearless. He was outgoing. There I am trying some tricks now. I probably saw Dan Allison do something like this. Yeah, this was the kind of tricks that you learned to do back then. You lift your skis up after
A young Chris.
relaxing. There's Lori. That's probably Dan Allison there, but I don't know.
That's like Superior out there, I think.
That looks like Dan Allison too.
There's Dan.
Yeah, that's what Dan. See, there he does that little stuff, that little ballet stuff. Not as easy as it looks.
The key is making it look easy.
Yep. Okay, who's that? This is maybe a different day, or is this still the same day? Because that's Dan Allison, but he looks like he's wearing something different.
Just took his jacket off, maybe.
So here I am. Oh gosh, I'm getting so
you
much
got a
better.
red jacket on
now I had a
now.
red jacket. I'm just getting better by the moment.
It's a new day.
Wow. You can watch me.
New year, maybe.
I don't know who that is. Oh, that's a Perry Buzalaki we were saying, right? Maybe? Neighbor kid and church
his
kid.
brother.
There's me showing some slalom form, tucking my knee behind the other knee. There's Dan and I. There's Mike Alaska. Man, we're such cool dudes. Mike was, he just, people were in awe of his skiing and everything he did. They were like turning their heads like, look, does that guy just have one arm? And look how good he is. I think I like hanging around him just because,
The attention he got.
the attention he got. I like to, nobody ever noticed me, and Mike was, hey, look at that. Is that me?
It is.
Yeah, look at that. I could do it one way pretty good. I could kick a ski out, but I could never do it the other way easily without wiping out. Trying it there anyway. Whoa.
I inherited that jacket.
Did you?
Yeah, I wore it.
Here comes
after you
Mike.
did.
Mike became even, as we got better at skiing, I mean, he was much more inclined to take the Black Diamond Hills and you whoop it up as he's going down. I think that's Perry Buzalaki, who was just kind of getting better at that point.
Lots of skiing.
Wow. I mean, the audience who's watching this right now must just really be enjoying every moment. There's Dad.
Is that me?
Put the camera
It
down.
looked like you,
Probably gave the camera to me, and I filmed you. And apparently found a jump on the hill here. Might even be a homemade jump that maybe Mike put together.
I heard how much it costs to ski now at someplace in Colorado. It was
Perry was
Jim
like,
amazing.
Jim was telling you. Jim Kramer.
yeah, I'm sure it's not cheap.
He pays by the year, and then it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's probably why I got out of the sport initially. It was just, it became
Who is
expensive.
that?
I think that was Perry Buzalaki.
Oh, okay.
So this was probably 75, 76, somewhere in there.
Yeah, yep. I have 76 written here.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah,
That
there's-
looks like
Well, you
Colorado.
There's
went away
Dan
to
and I.
Europe after
There's Dan and
that.
I on the chairlift. This was something you do when the camera's pointed at you as you cross your skis and double X.
You went to Norway pretty
Yeah.
soon after.
Yep. There's Mike.
Or Sweden, I should say.
Wonder what he's doing these days. Hopefully he's still skiing.
Did you hear from Scott that you met in Norway?
No, I haven't. I haven't, man. Haven't heard from him in a while. Let's see.
Only a couple more minutes left.
Okay.
Maybe even less.
Don't
Is
know.
that the end right there?
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if that's
Okay.
I don't know who that is in the yellow jacket.
That is Sarah, maybe.
That's Lori. There's Dan.
Yeah.
There's me.
In the yellow, that's Dan's
There's Mike.
sister.
Nancy?
There's Kathy.
Who's that?
Yeah,
She looks familiar. I don't remember her name now.
Kathy Prenzner.
Prenzner. Yeah, that's right.
Dan's sister's
She
name is
went that one
Nancy.
year with us.
Haven't heard that name in ages. Kathy Prenzner.
That's Nancy? Is that Nancy?
Yeah.
That's Kathy.
And that'll do it. I think we're at the end.
All right. Happy skiing.